The poor Titans. You ready?
Okay.
They have not been home. They have not played a game. They've played one game in Tennessee.
They played one game in Tennessee?
They've played 2 games in Tennessee since September.
Okay.
So they played in Tennessee for Will Levis's debut against the Falcons on October 29th. And prior to that, they had to play in London against the Ravens. And the previous home game was against the Bengals. So their last 2 home games, they beat the Bengals 27-3 when Joe Burrow was calf injured.
Right.
And they beat the Falcons 28-23. Now they have a home game in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of their next 7 games. Like, this is time.
This is the run
for Tennessee to turn it around.
Here's where it starts.
Yeah.
Are they going to make the playoffs?
No, that's not enough. What are they? 3-6, 3-7? Where are we? 3-7 right now. It's not enough,
isn't it?
Yeah. They'd have to sneak a road win in there
against Miami or Houston. Yeah, that's rough.
Have they won? They really haven't won outside of Tennessee. Yeah, they're 3-0. So that's what's crazy, right? We're 10 games into the season.
Yeah.
Tennessee is 3-0 in their home stadium.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crazy stat.
And winless everywhere
We're
else.
10 games into the season. They're only 3-0 in their home stadium. 3 games in their home stadium.
Undefeated.
And they're completely different teams. Doesn't matter if Tannehill's the quarterback. Doesn't matter if it's Will Levis. Undefeated in Nashville.
Undefeated at home.
Now they get to play in Nashville 5 out of the next 7 weeks.
I mean, look, it writes itself. Automatic W.
I mean,
that's why they're favored. 3.5 points.
I'll take Tennessee. Done.
Yeah. I mean, obviously the quarterbacks are going to be the focus. It's a rough comp. Like, right now, all these quarterbacks are outperforming Bryce Young. Now, and Levis is an interesting one because he's one of the guys that actually has a rough situation around him. Levis's offensive line is atrocious. Now, he's got Nuke Hopkins, but you're not looking at, like, C.J. Stroud is obviously outplaying all of them by a mile. But at least with C.J. Stroud, you can say this is a good situation. The offensive line is good, even if it didn't look amazing on paper. Bobby Slowick and the offense generally is good. Tank Dell looks amazing right out of the box. And we can debate how much of the credit pie each person deserves. But clearly, other things deserve slices of that pie. Whereas with Bryce Young and Will Levis, it's like there's no credit going anywhere. There's no pie. There's no pie, let alone slices of it going to other people.
There's no pie.
Like, there's no credit. They're not being helped by anybody except maybe Nuke Hopkins. And yet, Bryce Young has the same number of big-time throws as Will Levis on, like, 3 times the dropbacks.
Yeah, 5.3 yards per attempt for Bryce Young.
Yeah.
That's why I said the other day when he hit a 3-yard slant to convert a 3rd and 3, it was like, all right.
Baby steps.
Signs of life for the offense. Yeah, the baby steps have disappeared.
Yeah, like 5.3 yards per attempt versus 6.9 for Levis. And 6.9 isn't good. It's just not 5.3.
Yeah, the last few weeks for Bryce Young have been all under 5.
Yeah, same thing. Like, the same number of big-time throws on 3 times the dropbacks. Now, Levis has more turnover-worthy plays, so if you want one crumb of comfort, it's that Bryce Young hasn't been catastrophic when it comes to turnover-worthy plays. But it basically doesn't matter because he's not making any positive plays.
Yeah, I mean, every week I'm just looking for...
baby steps.
Yeah.
Signs of life.
Signs of life.
I don't even think you're looking for that at this point. Like, you're just... if you're a Panthers fan, you're honestly just hoping, you're just hoping that it's not doing damage.
I mean, week 8 was when Bryce Young looked completely different, had his best game by far, and that's the apex of the season is sitting here week 8 against Houston, where that should have been, all right, now we're moving in the right direction. Bryce Young just he outplayed C.J. Stroud, MVP candidate, in that game. That's a fact. He outplayed C.J. Stroud in their head-to-head matchup, which doesn't matter, really. But the fact that happened way back in week 8, and you thought, hey, maybe there's something to build on here, and then he comes back the next week with 2 pick sixes, comes back on Thursday Night Football, completes 1 downfield pass against the Bears, comes back last week, has to face the Cowboys, never had a prayer because the offensive line had a 21 pass blocking grade. That's the challenge for the Panthers, is Bryce Young's own inconsistency, the inability to get anybody besides Adam Thielen going, and then at times you're just completely overmatched up front, and you just don't have enough to even evaluate anything here. So
you don't. Like I say, the best you can hope for, I think, is that this isn't damaging for him. You're writing off this season entirely. Nothing that happens means anything.
Unless it's good. Unless it's good. Unless it's randomly good and it's like, all right, he's feeling it.
Yeah. But you're just hoping, I think, that this isn't causing harm for his future prospects. You have to hope that this is just the bad season that some quarterbacks have in their first year, and then they'll get good, and that he can get it to the other side of this.
One other thing I just want to highlight, we're not spending we are spending too much time on this. You're right. Make a pick.
Yeah, well, so then the other element is, can Carolina muster enough pass rush to exploit the fact that the Tennessee offensive line is cheeks?
We have 5 more games plus 2 bonuses. So Tennessee's in Nashville. They'll cover the 3.5.
Yeah, easily.
It's that simple.